Two, testing audio, testing. All right. So I'm going to be working on the same project, but a different part of it for now. I'm just going to switch gears a little bit and work on this. So um, basically, I want a way to notify when a stock has hit a target. And the notifications will either be for just saying that the bot entered or exited, just so you can go check, make sure everything went well, and there's nothing, really crazy going on with the stock that it's entering the trade on. So it could be just for that, just saying, hey, it entered the position or exited the position. It could also be that it pops up a notification for just the user to go enter the trade. And that could just be a simple notification just telling you. But also I wanted a way to have it notify and provide some sort of button maybe that could enter the trade either there or go to another screen that'll enter the trade. So uh, I want to test a few things to see how that could work. Um, the first thing, or I don't know if I'm going to do this first, but one of the things is the web notifications API or just the notifications API. I've used this before. I just tested it like in the past like hour to see if you can provide an action. Hold on, let me go to that. Um, Notifications. Where's actions? Actions. Isn't there another show notification? Anyways, this actions and so yeah, you can provide buttons that the user can click on, I believe. That's how that works. I still need to try it out, but I tried it without using a service worker and it said it did not allow it. So um, I need to use a service worker. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to try, or one of the other things, is Electron. So I looked into a couple options. There's, I don't know, a lot of options. I was looking into stuff that has web stuff. So I was looking into Tari, which uses Rust instead of Node on the back end or on the native side. And I was looking into something like Tari but for Go, and there is one called Wallace. So I looked into all those. I think for what I'm doing, I want something that's been around for a while. So I'll probably just look at Electron for now instead of Tari or Wallace, and it should be fine. It doesn't. I don't think it needs like this part of the app doesn't need like a lot of speed. Like I want to make sure the other part does. That actually, does the analysis on the large amount of data. So, or kind of large amount of data. So yeah, I'll look into this, I'll look into this, and the last thing I want to look into, because the concern I have with these is they use the Windows API, or at least I'm on Windows, so that's what it's going to be using to show the notifications, which could be a good thing, but there might be some restrictions, like say I wanted to show 5 notifications all stacked on top of each other. I don't know if that's possible. Um, might depend on the version of Windows you have or whatever. So, I mean, I could batch notify things, but I think there's some restrictions of buttons there. Like, I think you can only have so many buttons. So yeah. So the last thing I want to look into is Python, uh, TK enter, whatever that's called. Just to display it's built into Python, which is nice. And just display a simple thing that appears on the screen as a notification. So let's start with this one, the web notification API, and I'll start with ChatGPT. Provide a complete example of a web app using only no CSS, CSS if needed. I'll just say that. And CSS that uses the show notif. Here, I'll just put this. Service worker registration dot show notification. To show a notification on screen with action buttons. Cool. Okay. While that's doing that, let's do notifications testing folder, and in here we'll do Electron, Python, tkinter, Python, and web notifications API. And I'm just gonna make these files that it says, index, styles, don't really need that, but app, service worker, etc. Just make the files. Let's open this up. Let's actually do this as well. I always regret doing this, or not doing this right away, so let's create, or I'll just git, okay, cool. Git init. I always regret not creating a repository immediately. So let's just do it. To easily track the changes, we'll add a git ignore on the root level here. And for now, we won't put anything in there because I don't know what I want to ignore. And then, give me 1 second. Okay. Got too many screens open here. There we go. All right, then let's make those files in here. New file index.html. New file, I don't know what they call it, styles.css. And app.js. And service worker.js. Okay. And ChatGPT, I'm going to pull this aside and just copy and paste all this code into these files. I don't care to, I don't really care to make sure everything looks good too much in these myself, for the reason that ChatGPT is pretty good lately, and also this is just to see how this works, so I don't really care about this code other than just testing. And this goes in app. And then later on I'll look through it and make sure when I actually implement this stuff, if it's the code looks okay, or if there's any weird stuff. And make sure I understand it as well. Alright, so I want to make sure I'm doing this in a, let's see, Anaconda. I have Python installed through Anaconda, so I need to go to this folder and run a server. I'm already running one on 8,000. Let me double check that. So I'll use 8080 for now, or I'll just do 8001. And then pull that up over here. I used to use this, and maybe it's still fine, but I used to use Live Server. And I even still have it installed, but I don't know, I noticed a couple issues I had with it. I forgot what they were. Maybe it was very specific. Maybe it's been fixed, I don't know. But I haven't used that for a while, I just use Python. The one bad thing is it doesn't auto update, so I have to hit the refresh button every time I make a change. Okay, show notification, cool. So you can't see that because it's on my main screen, but it does pop up and it has an accept and decline button, which is pretty cool. So let's see if I can stack these. You cannot stack as far as I can tell so far. Let's see. And it is giving me like, it is creating multiple notifications, but they're not stacking. So that could be an issue. What happens, by the way, is when one of the notifications, I click on one of the buttons, the next one appears, either accept or decline. So let's see how this is working. Service worker, register, registration, show notifications. Let's see how many buttons, and it actually tells you. There's a way to see how many you can do. Where is that? Man, where did I see that? Notifications API, action. I didn't mean to add a bookmark, but that's fine. Actions, was it here? Yeah, max actions. Check the static to determine the limit. So let's just look at that. Whoops. Notification.max actions. I'll just copy this text. Don't really, I could just do it on page load, but I'll just do it here. Because why not? So let's refresh and check the console. Click this. So 2, interesting. So if I try, do I need an icon, by the way? Nah, it still works without it. Okay. So 2. So if I try to add another one, let's see. Other. Let's see what happens. Even though it says 2, it shouldn't work, right? Yeah. And then if I add other at the beginning. Okay, now it's just saying other. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but wondering how many I would actually need. So I see how that works. I do want to know, Let me ask ChatGPT in Windows. I'm on Windows 11 and only one notification is showing at a time. They are not stacking on top of each other. Once I click decline or accept button, the next one shows. They do, however, show in my Windows notifications if I open that, but I want them to show on the main screen stacked. Any way to do this? You'll need to manage the notifications such a way they're displayed concurrently and not replaced by each other. Okay. One way to ensure is to add a unique tag to each. Okay. Alright, so let's say this will be a great example of why I want to initially have don't really need this get ignore since I'm not ignoring anything, but I'll leave it in there. You don't need to provide an email, but you do, I believe, need to provide a name. Good practice to do both, but I usually, for testing, don't really care. So let's say init. So that goes away, and now I can see pretty easily what has changed. I shouldn't have done the formatting. Actually, I can just format this. Okay. So, yeah, got rid of that, obviously. All right, let's add that back in. Why is that not showing the white space difference? Weird. Let's have that turned off or something. Anyways. Let's add this back in. There we go. So yeah, it's adding a tag. Re-notify prevents vibration or sound for subsequent notifications with the same tag. Okay. Registration not show notification. So it's just separating the options out into a separate object and then adding this tag. So let's see what this does. Refresh the page and see what happens here. Yeah, it doesn't help. Interesting. Let's remove that icon again. Okay. Let's just try this again. Make sure it's doing I have the changes. I'll remove that period so I know it's actually been changed and not cached. Okay. Yeah, I can click it a bunch of times and they all appear in my notifications area, but yeah. Interesting. So that's not terrible. You can't see it, but there's like, they don't show the buttons. There's a drop down you have to click to show the button. Not perfect. One drawback to this too is if I do have a web app that I want to, let's say I am not really wanting to have a fully native app to do all this, and I just want it to be a web app. Um, with this, I don't think you can have it open anything. Um, like open a new tab in Chrome or anything like that. I would think that's not possible. Let me double check that's true. It should be a huge security issue. Is there a way to have uh, using only this technology? Do not suggest outside technology like Electron, etc. To using only web technology to open a new tab in Chrome. Open a new tab in Chrome when an action button is pressed. Wow, really? Okay. Just a little bit surprised. Clients.open window. Clients. What is that? Some global thing. Interesting. Okay. So, oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot to paste this in here. I don't think this will matter, but, no, there's no changes there. I don't know why. Oh, is there? No. Oops. Okay, yeah. Nothing changed there. Well, actually, let me double check that. Why is this showing up? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So let's do get commit, use tag. Oops. And then service worker, activate, install. All right. So let's get this new stuff here. This is maybe the same, or no, this is not the same. This should be the same though, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same. I'm gonna undo that. Kind of annoying, ChatGPT doesn't know the updates I've made, but I could tell it, but I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay, so let's throw this in here. See those changes. Wait until... Okay. Why is this at the top now? Alright. Anyways, let's try it. I guess that's not crazy security issue. To do that. To open a new tab, so I can see why it allows that. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, say accept. Wow, okay. Okay. Interesting. If I go to decline, it goes to decline. What was the other option? Else? There is no else, but okay. Oh, if I just click on the thing itself. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hmm. So you can do that. Interesting. That might be the way to go. I don't see why. Oh, so I might not even try Electron now because that was the only thing I cared about that Electron would do. Um, was open a new tab. So, yeah, if this can do that, that's not a big deal. So the main thing this can't do is stack notifications. That's not necessarily a problem. Um, and maybe it could if I changed Windows settings. So I'm just gonna say this is still not stacking notifications or showing multiple at once. Is there any Windows 11 settings I can change to allow this? Under the notifications, yeah. This might help. Yeah, I don't need to run this test. It's basically, we just click the button 5 times. Okay. For now, in Electron, folder, I'm just gonna say o.txt, web notifications API does most all that. Nah, allows open new tab in Chrome. So I might not need this. Okay. All right. The one thing about Electron that it could do though is it could actually, let me think about this. So I guess this could potentially hit another API as well as opening a window. So yeah, I'm not sure if I need Electron right now. Alright, so the only other thing I want to test right now is tkinter, or tkinter, however you say that, and test if it, let's just do that, and just see if I can create something that stacks. Please create a simple Python simple Python program using tkenter that creates a window that is always on top when the program loads. So let's try this. Notification. Let's look through it for a minute. Get rid of these comments. Unless they're very confusing, there's no reason to keep it. This is the main code that does that. This looks good. Looks great. So it creates the window, always on top. That's how big it is. Not sure. Padding Y. Okay, let's just run it. Python. Okay, we need to open this. Open a new thing. It's gonna go to this for some reason, which I can't figure out why that's happening, but it does. It is actually in the folder. I'll have to look into that at some point. If you just change folders, it fixes it, so no big deal for now. Alright, so it opened up this window. Cool. Over the top of Chrome. And if I click on Chrome, for example, it stays on top, which is nice. That's pretty cool. And then close it. Alright. So, so next thing I want to test to simulate what might happen is, okay, use this formatting, but change it so that we'll have a loop that runs every 5 seconds to create a new window. Create window threading, not timer. Could you have just used time.sleep with a while true? However, you need to ensure that the main thread remains responsive. Gotcha, okay. Interesting. Okay, so threading seems to be a better option. Okay, cool. Alright, let's try this. Let's see the changes it made. So let's save this. Basic example. Oops. I think they always say to have 2 blank lines between functions. Alright, so we added threading, we added time. Wait, does it? Wait, that was the wrong one. There we go. You know what, I'll leave that comment in there. So we had threading, and we had this create window every 5 seconds. It gets called. It calls create window, and then it calls this every 5 seconds. Create window, always on top. Interesting. Alright, let's see how this works. I'm gonna keep creating them on my other screen, but that's fine. Okay, this doesn't work. Calling TCL from different apartment. Let's make sure this is similar. Hmm. Calling occurs are not thread safe, and they must be used in the same thread. To work around this, we can use the after method. Oh, so I could have used the time sleep. Interesting. So this is, how is this different? So it has the main root, hide the main root window. Oh, that's weird. I don't love that. Let me see if I can use the time.sleep example instead for now. Let me just try this first. No, that does not work. Okay. Let me try this as the other example I gave. Come on. Stop. Alright. Did I copy this? Yeah. Ah. Okay, none of those work. So let's try the one where it hopefully fixed all this. There's one window. I'm not seeing another window, unfortunately. Hmm. Okay. A little bit surprised it's having so much trouble with this. Hopefully I don't have any like runaway processes going on. Let's check really quick. Nah, nothing crazy. Maybe. All right, let me close VS Code. Just double check. No, I don't see anything crazy going on. There might have been something with VS Code, but I took care of that. I want to open that in this folder. It only creates one window. The issue with the latest code is that each call to create window starts a new event loop with the run main loop, which blocks. Okay. It is definitely different. It opened one window. It opened two windows. Alright. That could get super annoying, but it is working. Alright, that's cool. And it keeps running, which is good. Nice. What exactly does this do? Is used to hide the main root window. This means that the main TK window typically created when you initialize will not be displayed on the screen. Interesting. Okay. So let's run through this if I need help. So it creates the main root window, it hides it, it runs schedule windows, and the main loop. Schedule windows, creates a window. I, hmm. How is main root? What was it? Main root accessible here. Because it's defined in the global scope. Main root is defined in the global scope in the, okay. Oh, right, this is a global scope, okay. Main root after 5 seconds, schedule windows, create window, root top level. Okay. Interesting. So it creates a window. Always on top. Topmost one. TK label root. This window is always on top. How does this exactly create a window? I don't see the point where it says like create. I guess here? Please walk through this code line by line with thorough explanations. Is that how you spell that? No. Make sure it's using my code and not its last code. This function, I don't know. Inside is called to create a new window. Unlike TK, which creates a main application window, creates a new window that can act independently of the main window. Okay. Sets the title, geometry. Schedule window. So I understand all of this. Okay. Shows each new window. Top level. So shouldn't the properties be set before? It's shown? Creating immediately shows the window, however you can sell immediately after its creation. Setting properties right after creating. So, but is a way to set the properties before showing? Oh, that's whatever. Alright, we'll throw that in there, but comment it out because it's not important. Not necessary. Okay. Alright. I did want to look at how, or what this pack thing does. Packing the label. This line packs the label into the window using Pack Geometry Manager. 50 vertical padding around the label, centering it in the window. Okay. And I would have buttons in here, and you could react to the buttons and stuff, but that's fine. It seems to work. Let me just run it one more time. This window appears. There's this window. I can close these, and it still pops up new windows. Alright, cool. Last thing I want to do is there a way to, or not, there is there a way. Okay, using this example now, I want to, using this example, I want to have the windows appear in the bottom right corner of, we'll say upper right corner of screen. All right, so I'm gonna say show multiple notification windows. Commit. All right. So, to make the windows appear in the upper right corner, you need to calculate the position based on screen dimensions, provide methods to get the screen width and height. Here's a modified code, upper right corner of the screen. Um, Dude, I said not needed. Come on. All right. Or not necessary. All right, let's just copy and paste this. Let's copy it like this. Let's put this back in there. Self-explanatory. Um, let's add this comment back in there. Nice. Okay. Wait, what is that? Hide the root. We'll just leave that. Fine. Okay, screen height. I'll just say creates a new window. Creates a new window. Hey, web developer, what's up? What am I creating? Right now I'm just testing out different possible ways to create notifications on the screen. I'm sure there's a lot of libraries and stuff that will do this, but I just want something really simple, preferably built in as much as possible to things already on my computer. So I have Python. I'm just using the built-in library that may or may not be good, but I don't care if it works, it's fine. Just to display some notification windows. Um, this is part of a project I'm doing for uh, stock trading notifications when certain prices hit certain ranges on certain stocks. It'll notify you or possibly take an action and notify you that it took an action if it's a bot or whatever. Um, but I was originally looking into a few different things. One of them is the web notifications API, which seems to be okay. The only problem is it can't show multiple on the screen on Windows, at least, or I couldn't figure out how to do that. So it shows them like in your notifications bar, which may be okay because at each second I'll be getting some data and then notify the user, but um, at each second, yeah. So maybe I could just batch the notifications. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just testing how these could work. And this is for not going to be some mass a product that's going to be for the masses. It's just going to be for me and maybe one or two other people. Um, so it just needs to kind of work and not even work perfectly, but work for what we need it for. Um, but yeah, it's. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Let me see what you're saying. or let me finish what I was thinking, and then I'll read what you were saying. It creates a new window. So, yeah, it needs to just work. And oh yeah, I was testing the web notifications API. I was gonna look into Electron, but as far as I know, the web it uses the web notifications API, I believe, to display, and I don't think it's gonna be any different than using that. The one thing I was concerned with is will it allow me to open a new tab using just the website, and I didn't think it would, but it does. So this could be like a dashboard of the available notifications or the actions that a bot took or whatever would be on this website. And I wanted to do that instead of like a native application. So I just want to make sure that it could open a new tab, and it can. So I don't think I need Electron. So I probably won't even be testing that. And then the last thing I want to do that would allow stacking and showing multiple notifications would just be this Python, simple Python script. So testing that right now. But yeah, let me see what you were saying. Building a Forex Signals website. Nice. So similar to what I'm working on, but mine is more private, where people can describe to get signals. Very nice. Now I want to send emails. Oh, that's another good point. Yeah, the notifications for this will also be as a like a backup. Will send emails. But I don't think emails for are perfect as far as notifications. They can be for depending on the type of notification because they're not 100% reliable. At least in my experience. I Last thing I tried for emails was I know there's different like email services that send out emails, but the last thing I tried was Amazon AWS SES, I think it's called, and it works pretty well actually. AWS SES, simple email service, just sends out emails. Um, so yeah, that I will definitely do for notifications as a backup. But yeah, also another problem with the email for what I'm trying to do is these notifications are for like things that need to be reacted to extremely quickly. So you would need notification to show on your screen. So you would need basically a clean email or whatever that doesn't receive any other annoying emails that you would get pop-ups all the time on. So yeah, email will definitely be part of the process, but it'll be like a backup, just in case something else went wrong, for what I'm doing. So yeah, let's see what else. Sorry, I missed what else you said. 7 notifications. No, no, I want to, okay, but in the future, I want to send notifications. Yeah, and another thing too is like this web push API. I'm probably going to use this as well, because this allows you to have like the app open, like let's say on your phone, just like the website open, but then like close it and it runs in the background, I believe. You could also use something like Firebase notifications, which basically uses the same thing. Firebase Cloud Messaging uses the same technology, I believe. But and I use Firebase a lot, by the way. I love it. It's great for real-time notification stuff. I'll probably be using it on this project as well. But yeah, this push API will allow you to send notifications like to a phone even when the website or Chrome is not actually open on the phone, I believe. I'll have to test that out. What else did you say? Um, in the future, I want to send notifications. I need to install the web app as a PWA, progressive web app. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, hey, how are you guys? Hey, Rage, how you doing? Doing well. How you doing today? Yeah, I use SES for when people fill out the contact form. Yeah, nice. Yeah, SES is, I have another thing that isn't as time sensitive as far as stock notifications that I'm using SCS for, and it's working really well, like really nice. So, um, yeah, you need to use service workers. Yep, exactly. Service workers. Yeah. So, service worker registration. Yeah, it's interesting too. I tried in this example, these action buttons, which would not be accept or decline, would be like, I don't know, buy, sell, or something. I don't know how I'm gonna use those exactly, but or just open notification or something. Or if I'm even gonna use these. But these I tried to use without a service worker and they didn't work. It just said you have to use a service worker. So I asked ChatGPT to set this simple example up, and it does. And now the action buttons work. Um, and yeah, they actually open a new tab, which is exactly what I was hoping for. But this Tcanter, I'm not sure. I need to talk to other people that will be using this and see exactly what we're looking to do. Because maybe I do want multiple windows to pop up, and that could be a problem using just the notifications API built into Windows. So yeah, that's why I'm looking into this for a minute. Right now, I want to have them pop up in the top right. I'll probably want some sort of a max amount that pop up. And then I also want them to stack. So for now, I just tried to see if it will appear in the top right, which won't show on the screen I have on the stream, but I will see if I can switch that over in a second. So let's try this first. So yeah, it's appearing in the top right. Let's see if the new one appears over the top of that in the top right in 5 seconds. Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, cool. So let me grab this code here. Um, and I'll say show in top right. So yeah, right now I'm just testing stuff, see what could work, see what could be possible for what I'm working on, and go from there. Not really sure what I'm going to use at this point. So let's see here, Python. So now I just want to say, okay, with this example, do not bring back any commented out code, just leave as is. How do I show I have two monitors, or how do I show these on my other monitor? I have two monitors. Also, make sure they are still in upper right-hand corner. You need to calculate the position. You calculate the position based on screen dimensions of the second monitor. Does not directly support multiple monitor, but you can achieve this by adjusting the position of the windows based on your monitor setup, assuming second monitor is positioned to the right of your primary. It is. Okay. Second monitor offset plus. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool. Let's see what changes it made. Hopefully it didn't make a bunch that I asked it not to. Ah, now it's removing comments. And then it's deleting my commented out code. Thanks, ChatGPT. Kinda did what I asked. Kinda didn't. I want to keep this in here just in case. I want to just be aware this is possible if I notice like flickering or something because it's changing the settings, but I think it should be fine. Um, let's see here. top level. Assume second monitor is to the right of the primary. Position on the second monitor. Okay, let's see if this works. Boom. Top right. Nice. Let's see if it creates a second one here. Cool. Ah, dang it. That's not working as well as it did before. Or maybe I just got lucky last time. Alright. Next thing I want to do is... I want to try something. I want to make sure this, like, it's not blocking any sort of actions when it's doing this. Count equals 0. Create window. Count plus equals 1. If count is less than 3. Whoops. Ah, dang it. This is not working right. Froze. CD space TK Python notifications local variable count. Let's just use global count. Just want to make sure it doesn't create more than 3 because I want to start clicking on something on these and make sure it's performing actions and there's no sort of blocking a main thread or anything like that. So yeah, it seems to have stopped at 3, which is good. Cool. And then I want to let me think about this. So I also want them to appear below each other. What else I want to do? I want to make these smaller. So that width is good, and then I want, let's say 100 height. Do I even need this? Why does it have this twice? I think I can get rid of that. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so it's creating 3 of them. I'm not going to worry too much about the stacking logic, but I want them to appear below each other. So I just need, like, this is really shitty, but I'm just testing stuff out, so who cares? So the Y position would be Y times count. No. Count times. Alright, let's just comment this out. Count times 100. Let's see. Okay, pretty good. I'll do a little bit more though. Plus 10. We'll just make all these variables height, width, height, 100, width, 300. Okay. This will be height and width. Let's change. Nah, that's fine. Oh man, it's annoying. It doesn't stop. So it should create one. I need more space there. Why is that not 50, I guess? There we go. Cool. It should only create 3. And then I just want to make sure when I click on these it's still working, like the first one. How can I do that? I'll just have it like create a file. So add a button. How, give me a simple example of tkinter window separate from other examples that creates a window with a button. Okay. I could just, yeah, have it print out here. That's good enough. Didn't think about that. Button was clicked. Okay. Click count equals 0. 1. No, let's do click global click count. Button was clicked. Click count plus equals 1, 0. And then add a button. Pack the button into the window. Okay. Let's go back to this. Pack the button. Button.pack. And yeah. Let's see if that works. Whoops. Ah, dang it. Where am I at? There's no button. TKO button root. What? Hold on. Why is button not showing in window? Padding you're using when packing the label on the button. The padding values are too large. You can push the button out of the visible area. Okay. 10 and 10. Yeah, let's do 5 and 5. There it is. Okay, nice. I'm going to keep clicking on this as it's creating a window. Creating a new window doesn't seem to affect anything. Very nice. Okay. It's not perfect, but it definitely works good enough. Um, that's pretty much all I wanted to test with that. So that could, let's just say, for example, I actually don't even know how to create a file in Python. Oh no, yes I do. Let's just say with open as fp.write um, test f test count or click count. File click count dot text right. See what this does. Nice. Okay. So yeah, if it can create a file, I mean, I could pretty much do anything I needed to do, so no issues there. Um, yeah, let's just delete these instead of that. All right, cool. So that is a possibility. Not sure exactly if I'm going to use that or other stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to look at for the notifications for now. I can create it using the web API or that and maybe both. I have the email backup. This can open new windows, which is great. Um, hmm. Let me just ask, would this work for a push API notification on mobile to open a new tab in Chrome browser? It's generally correct for handling notification click events in a service worker for a web push notification. This should work for opening a new tab in Chrome on both desktop and mobile devices. However, ensure the client's open window function is supported in the service worker. There's a complete example. Okay. I could try that. I don't want to really try it right this second. Um, because for mobile, it's not as important. I don't think. Um, hmm. Or is it important? Let me see. Do I have Android Studio? Yeah, let's pull it up and just try it. What was I doing yesterday on my computer that was causing so many issues? Maybe it was just the internet, but it kept disconnecting and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not going to actually test the push API. I'm going to test the web notifications API, and just see if it can open a new window, just because I'm wondering. What the? Okay. Yeah, this is using a lot of resources on my computer right now. So, can I go to... I don't think this will work right away. Let's see though, maybe it will. No. Okay. If I'm running I might need to start a new thread here. Might be not working as well as it was before. If I'm running um an Android emulator through Android Studio, how can I access a local host service running outside the emulator? Start your local server, that's done. Use a special IP address. Replace localhost with that. Is it that simple? That's nice. What the? Alright, 10.0.2.2 8001. Nice. Okay. What's this? Update Chrome. Okay. Check firewall settings, use proper network connections. It's not an Android app, but okay. It does work though. But that doesn't work. Um, so how do I see, how do I do this? So I'm loading, so on my emulator, a site emulator, this site loads now with the 10.0.0.2, but the site is now on Chrome browser, but notifications are not being shown. It's also not asking me when it loads to allow notifications. This typically involves calling... Am I not doing that? Request notification permission. Oh, I'm not. Okay. Alright. No, it is. So that has to happen in the service worker? No. Open Chrome and go to the settings menu. Settings, site settings, notifications. No. Site settings. Um, Interesting. Sites can ask to send notifications. I wonder if it's because it's this special address that just doesn't work. Inspect. Open DevTools. That's cool. From your host's browser machine. Inspect the page. Is this it? Oh, this is it. Nice. This is awesome. That's really cool. The notification service workers require HTTPS. Oh, wow. Okay. Um, Let me think about this. So I think it's the HTTPS issue. However, is there a way to test with localhost? I need to use 10.0.2.2, right? Though, right? Um, Without using HTTPS. What? Basically just says remember that even though localhost can work without HTTPS, but does this 10.0.2.2 also work without HTTPS? Does not extend. Oh, come on. That's annoying. Can't I somehow forward the port on my local or outs from outside the emulator to work in the emulator? Localhost. Some setting in Android Studio. Okay. Is there a way to do that? Let's just try it. CMD, ADB. Uh, not that. What the heck? Localhost 8001. Weird. Okay. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay, does it open a new tab? It does. Nice. Okay. Seems to work. I'm assuming that would work for the web push as well. Let's try it again. What is the settings? What about if I go there? Nice. Okay. Seems to work. How do I turn this off when done? That's pretty cool. Nice. Worked. Cool. Here, let's just do notes for Android Studio. Do I know good Forex and stocks data providers? So I only use Polygon, which a lot of people use. I don't know if they have good Forex because I've never looked into that. Stocks, they definitely have issues. Um, Sometimes, although I'd say for the most part it's pretty good. Currently I'm using this plan, so I get real-time data. Very expensive, but it's necessary. So, so yeah, this is the only thing I have experience with. I know Alpaca um, has data as well. I found it somewhat comparable to Polygon. Both Alpaca and Polygon have, and this is just for stocks. I'm not sure about Forex, crypto, anything else. Um, but Alpaca has a free tier. Polygon has a free tier. I think most of it is there's just some restrictions on it on both of these. I think Alpaca is a lot less restrictive on their free tier than Polygon. Um, but yeah, and then the only other service I've ever used for stock data, as far as an API, was like the broker itself. So like Interactive Brokers. I think I've tried TD Ameritrade API. I think I've tried E-Trade API as far as getting stock data. So yeah, a lot of the brokers also provide stock data. More not so much for, or at least I think most of that is for like personal use. For like, it wouldn't be for like creating a website or anything like that. But yeah. Let's see. Um, I was using Alpha Vantage. I've heard of Alpha Vantage. Alpha Vantage. I've heard of them. There are some like really expensive ones that that you can get. I think there's another streamer on here that has talked about them, or a couple other streamers have talked about them. But yeah, Alpha Vantage. Um, I've heard of them. I've not tried them. So, but yeah, Polygon's pretty much the only one I'm using, so I can get real-time data. And the main thing as far as Polygon, as far as I can tell why I'm using it over Alpaca, first of all, I have experience with it, but also Alpaca might have this, but I don't think they have second based data. So I don't think they have per second. And they actually have per trade, per tick, I believe, data as well. That I don't really need. I just want per second data. So that's the main reason I'm using Polygon, at least for what I'm doing right now. In the past, I've used per minute data either through some of these up here or down here, but yeah, right now for what I'm doing, I need second data, so. And Alpaca might have it, but the last time I looked, I don't think they do. They have like close. It's like every certain number of seconds, I believe, but not per second. But I could be wrong there. I didn't look too deeply, and they might have changed since I looked. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna stop for now. I kind of found out all the information I wanted. I'm gonna finish this note about the port forwarding thing.